Hello, welcome. Today we are going to be working on the single replacement reactions, the metal reactivity series. Okay, so hopefully you have completed the pre-lab and you're ready to go. So this is my setup here. I know it's kind of a mess, but that's okay. So what we're going to do, I'm going to read through the procedure. And I'm going to get my data table ready. Okay? Data table here. I'm going to leave it right here on the side. So, step one is using a pipette. Fill the appropriate petri dish about halfway full. So I'm going to fill all of these dishes. I have 5 about halfway full with the copper 2 chloride solution. So, you really get the experience of being here. I'm going to go through it so you can see how long this would actually take in a real lab setting. And I'm not using a pipette because I don't need to. I have a volumetric flask full of the copper 2 chloride solution. As you can see, it's a beautiful blue color. Here are my 5 petri dishes, okay? So the next thing we're going to do, and as you can see, the solution is the copper 2 chloride. The next thing we're going to do is place a piece of the appropriate metal into the dish. So the aluminum. I'm going to grab a piece of the aluminum. This is what the aluminum looks like beforehand. I'm going to place that in here. And we're going to wait for stuff to happen. The magnesium. So I have 2 options for magnesium. I'm going to use some of the filings that we used in our first lab. And as we can see, there's already a reaction happening. That's okay. I don't know if you can hear this or not, but there is some bubbling. There is some vapor coming off of this. Let's see if I can get. I don't know if you can hear that. Hopefully you can. Oh, and then back over here at our copper 2 chloride and our aluminum, we have this going on. So while you watch that and write down any observations you may have, I'm going to get the rest of the metals set up. All right. So we'll come back, we'll revisit this, my setup here, guys. So the zinc, this is what zinc looks like before, and this is what it looks like as this reaction is happening. So we got some pretty cool stuff going on here. So that is the zinc. Copper and copper, we're not going to put copper in copper because nothing's going to happen. It's the same metal. And then finally, we have iron. So this is what our iron looks like beforehand. It's just a pellet. Here we go. So we're going to wait. We're going to watch. And we'll come back over here to where we first started. And Miss Stone's going to actually go through and take some pictures so she can upload them. So you guys have pictures as well as video evidence. It's the magnesium, the the zinc, copper with copper, nothing, and our iron. Yeah, not much is happening with that. All right, so that was our copper 2 chloride solution, our nice, pretty, bright blue solution. Let me pause this. Okay, guys, so now I am set up for the HCl or hydrochloric acid solution. So we have a 3 molar HCl solution that Miss Stone prepared back in February. It's still good, don't worry. So she's going to do the same thing. She's going to fill it about halfway full for each of the Petri dishes. HCl is actually one of our strong acids. There are 7 strong acids, and HCl is one of them. So that's a little fun fact for you. So the same thing, I'm going to go ahead and get my metals. Okay, so I'm going to start with a piece of aluminum. Again, oh, these two are together. They're friends. This is what the aluminum looks like beforehand. Let me just adjust this a little bit. No, it won't stay. It's okay, guys. By now, you know just to bear with it. So there's that, the aluminum. Again, the magnesium. I'll show it to you this time, but we know what it looks like. Okay. And immediately you can see that there is a reaction happening. Okay, so just stay tuned. Moving on to our zinc and our copper. So for our copper, I'm going to go out of order. I grabbed copper first, sorry. This is what our copper looks like. It's just a nice little ribbon. Place that in there. I get a piece of zinc. Okay, again, this is what the zinc looks like beforehand. We'll throw that in there. And I don't know if you can see this, but I'll get extra close. There are some bubbles around the zinc. And finally, our iron. I know, Miss Stone, you should have really set out these metals beforehand so you don't just go back and get a piece every time. I know. That's why they pay me the big bucks, guys. So that's our iron. All right. I'm just going to add some more magnesium so you guys can really see the reaction that's happening. Don't try this at home. And we're going to come back in about 5 minutes and I'll show you the results. Okay, guys, so I'm back. It's about 5 minutes later. Okay, so let me show you what's going on. So this is the aluminum and the hydrochloric acid. It's not going to focus for me. But as you can see, hopefully, there are some bubbles around this piece of aluminum. You can kind of see them. The magnesium, it's completely gone. Okay, so there is a color change to the solution. It is now gray. Our zinc, let's investigate. All right, so there are some bubbles. There is a clear color change, right? It's now a darker gray as opposed to the light gray or silver color we started with. And hopefully you can see that there are some bubbles, especially around the sides. And I will tell you, it does smell rather gross in here right now. Our copper, nothing has happened with this. Nothing's changed. There's no bubbles, nothing. Okay? And then finally, our iron. Yep, as I drop this into it. There are a few bubbles. So I don't know if you can see, but right here, there are bubbles. These look a little shinier than when we first started with them. So I'd say there was a slight reaction here, and make sure you write down your observations. Oh my God, come on. Okay, guys, so here we are again. And this time we are using the magnesium chloride solution. So I've gone ahead and placed the metals into the Petri dishes already. Maybe that will save some time, maybe not. We're just going with it, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and add some solution in here. Magnesium with magnesium, nothing should happen, but we'll see. Zinc with magnesium, copper, and finally iron. So immediately we can kind of see that, not much is happening here. So we'll wait 5 minutes and then Miss Stone will come back with some answers, hopefully. So 5 minutes in and still nothing has happened. There are no bubbles, no odors, and definitely no color changes. So that's a bust. So we're going to come back with some iron 3 chloride in a moment. Okay, guys, so here we are. We're getting ready to add the iron 3 chloride, which is this guy. Okay? I can't stand this. Oh my God, I tilted it. Oops. There we go. Sorry, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and take the parafilm off of this. And here we go. So as you can see, the iron 3 chloride has a pretty brilliant color. And we shall see what's happening. So I don't know if you all can tell, but there are some bubbles in the magnesium. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but you can see that it is moving. That's because there are bubbles. Over to our aluminum. Hopefully that focuses. No color change, but there are some bubbles being formed. With the zinc, it looks like there's a color change, but there isn't. Still silver. And there's a few bubbles. Copper. I can't tell if that's a color change or not, so we're going to go and flip it. It doesn't smell great, guys. and then our iron and iron. So we'll see if anything happens. So I'll come back in 5 minutes with the results. Okay guys, so here we are back with our iron 3 chloride solution in our metals. And as you can see, I hope this focuses. I don't know how to make it focus, you guys. No, that didn't do anything. Nothing. So there are some bubbles here around the aluminum. As you can see, they're left there once I remove it. So yeah, there are bubbles right there. Our magnesium is the cool guy today. There's a color change. There's a ton of bubbles. A lot is going on. Let's see if I can grab a piece. So that's what the magnesium now looks like. It is now dark, black, red almost. Our zinc, let's see. There are some bubbles, no color change, but there are bubbles being created. I don't know if you can see them or not. Our copper. Now this one's the interesting one. So our copper has undergone a color change. So copper is usually like, shiny, copper colored, but now it's dull and black. And then our iron, nothing has really happened to our iron. All right, moving on to zinc chloride. Okay, so our zinc chloride, I have gone ahead and placed the metals, and I'm going to start adding the zinc chloride solution to the Petri dishes once I get the parafilm off. Nope. So hopefully your data table is pretty telling so far. Hopefully you have some reactions, some no reactions, and we can keep adding. Zinc with zinc, probably nothing. Gonna add some more to the aluminum. And there may be some residual iron left. So if you see any, like orange, rusty color, that is the iron that's left over. Miss Stone did not do a good job of cleaning these out. So as you can see, the magnesium is already reacting, but we're going to come back in 5 minutes and check it out. Okay, guys, so we're back. So it's been 5 minutes and nothing's happened to our aluminum. There's no bubbles, no color change, nada. Our magnesium, a lot's changed. There's a color change, some bubbles. Zinc, nothing. Copper, nothing's happening. In our iron, not much. All right. And our final solution is going to be aluminum chloride. So let's get that one set up. Okay, guys, here we go. Here's our last solution. Aluminum chloride. You know what we've been talking about. Aluminum chloride, normal naming. Here we go. Again, this is just leftover iron chloride. Iron 3 chloride, sorry, so don't pay attention to it. All right, so we're gonna wait, come back in 5 minutes, and we'll finish up the lab. Okay, guys, so our final look at this lab. So with the aluminum chloride, nothing happened with our aluminum. Our magnesium, again, a lot's going on here. a color change. There are some bubbles. That's why it's moving. Oops. The zinc, nothing. Copper, nothing. And our iron, nothing. All right, so that wraps up the data collection for this lab. You're going to English. You are going to want to fill in your data table to the best of your ability and answer the post lab questions. Awesome. Email me if you have any questions.